Her name was Mariam. She was small, frail, barely 10 years old, already carrying the weight of a life she had not chosen. She had never known the warmth of a mother's arms, nor the protection of a father. Since birth, she had lived with her stepmother, a cold, strict woman whom her father had married after her mother died, giving birth to her. This woman treated Mariam not as a child, but as a servant. Every morning before sunrise, while children her age prepared for school, Mariam awoke to work. Barefoot, she carried a basket of small breads on her head and went to the market. The breads were not hers. They belonged to her stepmother. Every loaf was counted. Every missing crumb had to be explained or punished. At night, she had to bring back the exact money, not 1 franc less. That day, Mariam walked slowly. The heat was unbearable. Dust clung to her skin. Passers-by brushed against her. Some ignored her. Others looked down on her. But she kept going. She knew if she returned without selling everything, it would be worse. She placed her basket down on a small stall to rest for a moment. An old man approached. His clothes were worn, his eyes tired. He looked weak, almost transparent under the burning sun. He lifted his head and said in a trembling voice, "My child, I'm very hungry, but today I have nothing, not a coin. Give me a bread. I cannot pay you, but God will repay you one day." Mariam stared at him. She had never seen this man before. She looked at her basket. 8 loaves left. She knew her stepmother counted them one by one. One missing meant a slap, or worse, no dinner. And she herself was hungry, very hungry. She also knew it was wrong to give away what was not hers. But she told herself, this is for a good cause. This old man, there was something in his eyes. Peace, sincerity, a kind of truth she rarely saw. Mariam took a bread, handed it to him and whispered, "Take it, sir." Eat the man, who had not expected such generosity, startled slightly. His eyes grew moist. He asked softly, "What's your name?" "Mariam," she replied. He thanked her long and deeply, then walked away slowly, holding the bread like a treasure. Mariam picked up her basket and continued. That evening, she returned home. Her stepmother counted the loaves and noticed the missing one. Her rage exploded. She screamed, insulted, and denied Mariam any food. Mariam went to bed with an empty stomach. Yet strangely, she felt at peace. A small voice inside her whispered that she had done the right thing. Days passed, then months, then years. Mariam grew. She never went to school. Her days were spent selling, cleaning, cooking, always serving others, never herself. Her father, always absent, never asked how she was doing. But in her heart, a light still burned. She dreamed of freedom, of a better life. One day when she was about 18, a man came to the market asking for Mariam. People were surprised. No one ever came for her. He introduced himself. "I'm a notary. I come on behalf of Mr. Abdul, recently deceased. Before his death, he left a will. In it, he leaves you a piece of land." Mariam froze. "Abdul." She didn't recognize the name, but the notary continued. He wrote, "For the little girl who gave me bread expecting nothing in return, may God repay her 100-fold. Mariam's heart raced. She saw that day again, that hungry old man, that gaze, and the bread she had given, though it was not hers to give. The land was small, a patch of dry soil at the edge of a village. She went there. It was barren, unfenced, treeless. But to Mariam it was precious. Recognition. A living reminder that a simple act could outlast memory. She decided to keep the land. For years she visited occasionally, to sit, to pray, to remember. Until the day everything changed. Geologists, sent by a mining company, were surveying the area. Their instruments went wild. Right there, on her land. Weeks later, the results came in. Beneath the dry earth lay a deposit of gold. Significant. The company made an offer, an amount Mariam would never have dared to dream. The barefoot orphan became the owner of a land of gold. She used part of the money to buy a home. Not a palace. A simple, beautiful home. She opened a bakery to sell bread in her own name, but always keeping some loaves free for those who were hungry. She also created a foundation to help poor children go to school. When people asked her, "How did you achieve all this?" she smiled and replied, "I just gave a bread with my heart." Her stepmother, who once mistreated her saying she would end up serving her own children, came asking Mariam for work for them. Mariam hired them, not for revenge, but to teach them two things: humility and forgiveness. She became the pillar of a family that once rejected her. Moral: there are acts no one sees, choices no one understands, but heaven never forgets. What you give with your heart always comes back, sometimes in the form of a land of gold. As the African proverb says, what you plant in someone's heart will one day grow in your own life. Never underestimate the power of a simple act of kindness. If this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Someone somewhere may need this reminder today. And most of all, be the light. Even when the world feels dark, click join to help us keep telling stories like this one. Stories that heal, that inspire, and that remind us of the beauty hidden in the most humble hearts.